Hello, my name is Glenn Lewis, and I'm a customer representative here at AgriDry. Today we're going to talk about drying with heaters. So I got two fans and two heaters set up here. You might have more or less switches here, but they basically all work the same. On mine, I have lights to demonstrate when things come on and off. They are not available on any AgriDry Bullseye that we sell. These are just for my purposes only. Before we get started, you should be able to turn these to manual, and your fan should come on. Make sure that can do that. If they don't come in manual here, they're not going to start an automatic down here. Same thing with the heaters. If you turn on your fans and turn on your heaters, just to make sure that everything comes on in manual all right, and then just turn it off when it's safe to do so. So let's go on and get into the nitty-gritty. I already have my controller on, and what I'm going to be doing is following our suggested controller settings. These should be on the side of your door, and also I will post them below this video in the documents area. So let's go to bin setup, and we're just going to make sure that we have everything set correctly. On the suggested controller settings, minimum and maximum air temperatures 30 and 90. Make sure your sensor counts are right. If you have one cable, you'll have 6. If you have 2 cables, you'll have 12. If you have 3 cables, you'll have 18, and if you have 4 cables, you'll have 24. Also, this is a good time to check your sensors and just make sure that everything's checked here. If anything's reading 25 or 120, those are default readings, and you should on-X them like I have here. Okay? So we're going to go back up and close that. Now, fan stages, I have 2 fans here, so I have 2. I have no exhaust fans. And then we're going to go right down here to RH control type. If you have heaters, your installer might have put this on heat. If you've had your system for a little while, you might have it on none if you've been in other modes. But go ahead and click this and switch to heat, and click it again, and you get this control timeout 60. If this is a new unit, this might say 30. You want to make sure this says 60. Alright. If you keep it on 30, most likely your controller will throw up an error after a certain amount of time. So now we're going to get out of bin setup and go to moisture controls. Now, when you're using heaters, current moisture is not as important as it is in natural air drying. So just leave that at 18. It just needs to be well above the target moisture. Okay. The target moisture, basically it's whatever you want it at. On our suggested controller settings, we have 15.5, so I'm going to leave it 15.5. But if you did want to change it, you just click here and you just go up and down accordingly. Alright. Plus and minus moisture. This will determine when your heaters will kick on and off. Alright. So 0.5, and you have a target moisture of 15.5, means that your heaters will kick on between will run between 15 and 16. Does that mean that the heaters are going to run when it's 15 out. No, it has to go above 16 before the heaters will kick on. And then the heaters will continue to run until it's down to 15, and then the heaters will turn off. And that's where the savings comes in, because most people will turn on their heaters and think that they're warming up the air. This system is not designed to do that. This system is designed to dehumidify the air to keep the natural drying process going. All right. And then the EMC limit, we'll leave that at 5.0, and EMC calibrate 0.0. You'll also notice, if you've ever done anything in natural air drying or in another mode, we don't have the use CEMC value here. When you're using heaters, it's on automatically. So we take that right off the screen, so you don't have to worry about that. All right. So we're going to go right back up here to the top of the menu, and we're going to close this. And now we're going to go to hotspot controls. You may or may not want these on. It really depends on how good you are at managing your sensors. When you use hotspot controls, you really have to manage your sensors. If one sensor is out of the grain mass and you get a nice warm day, headspace temperature will activate the hotspot controls. So you want to make sure that you on X any sensor that is out of the grain mass. And as the suggested controller settings suggest, trip degrees of 10, drop degrees of 8, hot timeout of 60. What does this mean? When the controller turns off, it remembers all the sensor values. All right. So if sensor 2 was 70 when it turned off, and all of a sudden it goes to 81, then that's when the trip degrees will be activated and will activate your hotspot controls. Hotspot controls will turn on no matter what temperature or moisture. It doesn't listen to any of the settings. It will just turn on, and it tries to blow out that hotspot. Drop degrees means that it will turn hotspotting off after it has dropped 8 degrees. So it'll have to drop to 72, 73 before it'll turn off. All right. And hot timeout, if it doesn't drop anything in an hour, if it doesn't drop any degrees at all in an hour, it just turns off and doesn't waste your electricity. All right. And then we got fan status here. You got air temperature, humidity, EMC, CEMC right here. Grain temp. This is just another place for you to manage your sensors. Managing your sensors are very, very important. Okay. Fan status is off. RHC status is off. That's obviously fan status is for your fans, and RHC status is basically your heaters. And then you got fan run time and RHC run time, which is heater run time. All right. Now what I like to do after we've made so many changes is I like to turn the controller off. All right. Turning this off does one thing. When you turn it off. It makes sure that the controller is using the most current settings available. All right. Now if we go back to bin status and just check this one more time. And here you got run times. If you got numbers here, just put them on the edit line and zero them out. All right. And then you'll have zeroed them out, and whenever you come up to the bin and you don't know, if it's not running, you can at least take a look at the fan run time and see if they've ran in the automatic position. All right. And I like to leave this on bin status screen, so when you come up to it, you can basically see what's going on. All right. So, well, that's it for setting your controller using heaters. If you have any questions or comments, please call us at the number below. And also, if you want to just send us a message from our website, use the contact us link at the top, and you can send us a message that way also. So thank you for your time. Have a great day.